What's up, everybody? So this is from episode 388 of the Cornette drive-through. Jim Cornette talking about Chris Jericho returning to WWE, which I want to get off of the bat right now. I don't think WWE needs him. I don't think he needs WWE. I think he's cool where he is, and I think WWE is fine without him. Um, I'm not. It's not a knock on anything. I'm just saying, like, I don't think they need Chris Jericho. Now, whether they need him or not, that's another thing, but they could just want to bring him in because they want to bring him in.
On this topic, real quick, with the news that came out that Chris Jericho, I think the exact quote was, "Of course, I would consider going back to WWE. I would also consider not going back." Although most people just focused on the, "Of course, I would consider returning to WWE" part. And Dave Meltzer.
Of course, he would consider going to go work for the company that sells out arenas and not work for the company that can't draw half an arena.
Putting in the Observer that Jericho probably should take their offer. Is he once again, if he's really contractually free, is he once again set up to clean up because of the timing? Where Tony, Tony needs to hold on to everyone he can?
No, he can't. Number one, he can't be contractually free unless he just bald-faced lied to everybody, because wasn't it just a couple of years ago that they announced that he had signed a brand new 10-year contract, and we laughed because he was going to be there till he was 62.
Okay. Bret Hart signed a 20-year contract in 1996, and he was gone in 1997. So, whatever. Contracts, whatever.
Can you see those fucking matches?
There is a thought that maybe it wasn't a 10-year contract, and the contract may be up imminently.
Well, in that case, then Tony Khan should consider himself lucky that he's got an out clause where he can save several $1,000,000 a year that he's pissing down the fucking well.
Yeah. Using Jericho the way they've been using him lately with the whole ROH learning tree. Jericho, obviously, because he's the man, he embraces it and he makes it work. And I think the learning tree is funny. But Jericho is not a major, like he's not a main event guy in AEW, and he's probably one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid guy. So if you're going to pay somebody the amount of money you're paying him, don't you want him to be the main guy of the company?
But again, I think Jericho, for short-term nostalgia, I think I said this on the last show we did, or maybe this one. It's been that we do a show every day. If there's value in Jericho returning to the WWE, because many people are not going to know where he's been. That's generally the big. It was like, for most of those people, CM Punk returned to wrestling after 10 years, not CM Punk returned to the company.
Yeah, that's true. There's plenty of people who don't know anything about AEW. They probably know Jericho's there. But for that, my argument could be there's a ton of kids who don't even know who he is because they weren't watching WWE when Chris Jericho was there. So that's another argument to that story.
And that's another thing Uncle Dave keeps saying. Well, they love it. The WWE fans love it when somebody jumps from AEW. No, they don't. Some of them do because they watch both shows, but the majority of the WWE fans like it because somebody's come back. They haven't been wrestling for 10 years. Now he's back. That's the nostalgia thing. That's what they can get out of Jericho. And if they do a deal where he's there for 2 years and he does 3 pay-per-view matches and some appearances to promote him the first year, and then does some big retirement fucking match or angle or wing ding, and he gets put in the Hall of Fame, then it would be worth it to them at this level that everybody's at now to offer him several $1 million because they'd make it back. But I don't think they would even propose to him that he should come back and be on any kind of full or even, is it possible to have a full-time, part-time schedule? Anything above every so often would not be, I think, anything they would even want to pitch him at this point.
Okay. And I'll tell you another reason why Jericho would want to go back. So WWE just acquired AAA in Mexico. Jericho could come back, go to WWE. He could also do dates in Mexico and go down there, which Jericho seems like the kind of guy who would love to go down there and do stuff. I know he could probably get it in his deal with Tony Khan to go to CMLL, but WWE can dangle that carrot in front of him too. Have him go to Mexico, go to Lucha Libre, go do some matches down there. He can go to, I'm sure he could do it in his deal where he's allowed to go work a tour or two in Japan. They let AJ Styles go to Japan. I could see them letting Jericho go to Japan. It's not the old WWE that he left. It's a new WWE. That being said, I don't think WWE really needs him. I think AEW needs him more, but AEW is also not using him either. It's one of those things, man. I don't know. I think what I would like to see is I'd like to see him come back just to see him face guys that weren't awesome. Like, they weren't the men when they were like, did he ever have a program with Seth Rollins? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Have him wrestle Seth Rollins. I mean, we've seen him do CM Punk. Have him wrestle Cody Rhodes. Have him wrestle Roman Reigns. Have him wrestle LA Knight. Can you imagine the promos between Jericho and LA Knight? That's entertaining just thinking about it. I can't think of Jey Uso and Chris Jericho going back and forth. Gunther and Chris Jericho. There's so many possibilities that we can have if Chris Jericho were to jump to WWE. But does WWE want a guy who's in his 50s, like, as a full-time guy on the roster? I say that, but then, like, Randy Orton's like 45, John Cena's like 48. All their main event guys are in their early 40s. So I guess what's the difference? I don't know. I guess I just answered my own question. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? LA Knight, Chris Jericho. I think that'd be pretty dope, actually. Nakamura, Chris Jericho. That would be a cool feud. Yeah. All right, I'm warming up to the idea. Now, the more I talk about it, the more I want to see it. Make it happen. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.